Hello and welcome back. Picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire, in our self-imposed challenge run in Shadow Empire, where we're doing what I'm basically going to call the Fear of Walking challenge, where we're not allowed to have any units, or any professional army units, that do not have some sort of motorized transport, whether it be infantry on trucks, tanks, buggies. They got to have an engine of some sort. The exception is militia units. The militia, well, they signed up with that, so the militia can have what the militia want. But the militia are also fairly limited, so while we're playing a fist profile, running us a little bit more militia than normal, and because we're not allowed to actually select what goes on the militia can bring whatever they want. But otherwise, everything else needs to be motorized. So that means my sort of standard infantry spam, our light infantry spam is out. We must at least do motorized infantry or motorized MGs or something. As is the case frequently at the beginning of a stream, we're starting at the end of a turn instead of the beginning of a turn. For the part here, we're currently in 4th. I do think we're in a position where we might very well rapidly go shooting up. We've got 2 autonomous cloning facilities, which is definitely going to help our population growth. We're kind of in a race with our neighbor here to take over this city. And then we may see maybe afterwards trying to run war against them to take their cities. Because most of the territory around us is pretty worthless, not aligned to territory. With the exception of going after the major that we know about. Go ahead and embed some spies in the zone, get an idea of how big some of these zones are.
Yes, sir.
Going through my political cards and figuring out what's worth playing right now, what's worth saving. Maybe an argument to grab the talent there. Until we get more ruins, it's not worth doing the archaeological search. We've already searched up everything, so yeah, I think we'll do the talent here.
Roger that.
Get a slightly better talent in the pool. We do have biofuel completing, so we'll see how the food looks next turn. I think we did I actually go and queue up the farm expansion? I didn't queue up the farm expansion. We're going to hold off on that for 1 turn. We're going to see if we're food positive or food negative after the biofuel refinery starts running. Worst case scenario, we'll upgrade food and then upgrade the biofuel. We're trying to tech into synthetic fuel sources, because obviously if everything needs a motor, we need lots of oil or petrol to keep the vehicles running. The easy source of that's going to be either deep core mining or synthetic fuel, because biofuel is a pretty multi-step process, right? We've got to have water to feed the farm, to feed the biofuel refinery, whereas synthetic and deep core don't have that chain of complexity. Yeah, I think troop-wise, we're on the outskirts of the city down here. We're not technically at war with these guys, so they may not push against us. They are technically at war with these guys, so we're trying to wait for our opportunity to try to sneak the city, while not getting trapped by the mercanteers in our rear. I think once all the armor arrives, we should be good to do that. So after going through everything, unless I want to sell off metal or something, yeah, I might sell this metal off.
Roger that.
I think we're good for a turn cycle. We currently have sort of opened contact peace with the neighbors to the east. They don't appear to be particularly hostile theocratic faction, but theocrats are usually not a faction you can get victory pacts with, for example. So we are definitely going to want to get rid of them at some point. The question is, do we have the petrol to get rid of them? Oh, I think the city just fell. No, never mind. I'm misreading that situation. The city cleared a little bit more of the circle around it. That makes more sense. Now that I'm reading what's going on. Yeah. Okay, so we killed 100 infantry in self-defense. We have 4 decisions winning us in Odessa on round 38. Org decisions. Okay, so it wasn't new org, so that's fine.
Copy
Balance
that.
as such.
Roger
That
that.
works. Guess you have my full support in preventing this. This is a health modified one. We did get a success.
Yes, sir.
You know, hard training of government, not enforcement. So, maybe not surprising that it's the militia taking damage there. The motorized guy is pretty well armored, because it's got up-to-date troop armor. Okay, we're getting closer, I think, to being able to just encircle and start the attack on the city. These are successfully doing blocking on the infantry up there. I don't think I can afford a rail connection all the way out to... Oh, no, I could probably get away with one. Popping it all the way out there. Without a rail head, we're going to get reduced effectiveness on that, but it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be enough. So we shipped what we had last turn to ship. We received more from the zones. Okay, so what we're seeing on here is that our units are a little low on fuel. Our supply shortages out at the front are not actual supply delivery issues. They're actually shortage of things to deliver. And yes, my prediction that we might be a little bit low on food is in fact true. We're about 100 food short with the bio. The biofuel going. Regarding the biofuel is providing us another 250 fuel. So that's good. Just costs 300 food to do that. So we probably want to build up the agrodome a level. Gonna jump water demands from 500 or 450 to 750.
Yes, sir.
How much surplus water do we have? 500. Okay, so we have enough water. That shouldn't be a problem. So we just be able to do the agrodome upgrade. That should also jump the food. Well, it's from a base of 500 to 900. Our 500 is actually getting 50% more productivity, so we'd actually be getting about 600 more if we can keep the productivity level going. 600 more might be enough to warrant another level in the biofuel. Ooh. No, that would put us back in the, we'll put us back to the same negatives. So maybe not go running off to do that right away. As much as we do want that petrol. Not going to beat around that bush, we do want that petrol. So you just finished going up to 2. To be fair, this place is only level 2, so that's nice. We can get it up to... You're going up 1. You're about to run out. You're low enough we don't want to upgrade. Same here. Okay, so at this point, unless we're going out for the one here, which might be worth doing, in fact, let's do that. We're at the point where we're just scrapping whatever.
Yes, sir.
Oh, there's another one out here. That's only a common one, so that's not a super rush. And then colonists are going to go here as workers.
Copy that.
You know, I don't think this is going to find anything. Hit this
Copy
area. Didn't get over 100.
Copy that.
Did get over 100. Okay, so we know there's none in that zone. That's fair. Could attract free folk. We'll hold off. Well, we could have if I didn't do those rolls. But I did, so we can't. Yeah. Okay, so we now have a rough idea of what the shape is to the non-line zone to the north. We can see that there's some territories next to it. There's a major over there. Minor. Minor. Some of these might actually be worth doing some diplomacy with, but... Okay, let's see if we can get some spies on EU. So we can establish contact.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cycle the turn again. So it looks like the major goes before the minor here. Does look like the major isn't attacking the minor, because we'd probably get the reports of them moving close to the city at this point. Okay, back to us. We killed Warner over the intern, have 3 decisions on Odessa League around 39. Blood Spices declared war on us, okay. Got medium tanks, turbojets. So you were not in the blood space. Oh, they declared on us. Okay, well that makes me not feel bad about attacking them. Well, if you're gonna attack me, best be ready.
Now. Negative to breach.
Oof. Almost managed to take it. Almost managed to rout them. Well, I can already predict that's going to send our logistical needs sky high. Mind, Commerce, Mind. I don't really want any of those. Probably take the Mind. Yeah, probably take the Mind. And probably take the bureaucratic asset.
Roger that.
Good design, medium tank. What would we want for medium tank design? Go ahead and blueprint that quickly, I suppose. Medium tank, new blueprint. So right now we're mostly fighting infantry, so going up howitzers makes sense. We're going to want at least 25 millimeters of armor. What engine is that? Okay, so double diesel engine. So this is not going to be particularly heavily armored, but it's going to be particularly heavily gunned, what we're looking at. So we'll go ahead and design that. It's not going to be the best tank in the world, but it'll be a usable tank.
Yes, sir.
And we are going merits. We'll take the K2 commandos. Okay, we can see the militia has graced us with some more foot troops. Granted, I think that's technically the fist profile, gracing us with some more foot troops, but I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth.
Copy that. Copy that.
Okay, more mining, more mining. Waiting for the farm to upgrade. A particularly large food shortfall. Granted, that would still be covered by the agrodome, so I'm not gonna panic here. Well, the petrol got delivered to the unit. We got more coming in than we did last turn, but everything we had last turn got delivered. I think that's maybe an indication we're moving the vehicles a little bit too much. But we got things we want to get done, which is why we are. It's not coming out of thin air why I'm moving the units as much as I am. And that's why we perpetually need more petrol outcome. Or petrol output. Don't think we're going to be able to get the... Oh no, we can start the bureaucratic office.
Yes, sir.
Upgrades, we'll do that. That's construction and metal. We got plenty of metal. The thing we're short on is petrol, because this is a deserty lava world with lakes of lava, so we got metal, we don't got burnables. Well, except for the scrap in the cities, but we'd prefer to get that as petrol that we can send to the troops, I suppose. Oh, we should, because I did embed a spy. Open contact on those guys.
Sir.
Here we go. Next turn, that should be... Well, actually, the spies is probably enough to know one way or the other what these guys... They're theocratic as well. That's fair. I did turn on less hostile, or more hostile politics for the natives. Food's good, oil's fine. Maybe an argument that I could want to expand the fuel depot. What's our max fuel anyway? So we have like a fuel reservoir of about 5 turns. So if we sit steady and just let the fuel stockpile up, we can probably stockpile about 5 turns of combat. We're using it right now, so we're not going to worry about expanding the stockpile, but we'll need to remember that in the future. Go over to ops again. So you know, you're the other major. Territory next to them is probably at war with them. Territory next to them is probably at war with them. Territories that are territories are probably not miners we can do diplomacy with. So the only one that might be interesting to get contact with is this one. So we'll do that. If they are a miner, we might be able to do propose peace off protection. We'll see. I don't think we got any troops we need to replenish. No, we got 100 machine gunners to go out to the militia. Probably the militia down here. But no replenishment required. Okay. We'll see if we can maintain this encirclement. Maybe attempt to attack again. We'll have a little bit more action points next turn, so it'll be a little more likely that we succeed next turn. And then probably to save petrol, we'll do police duty with the tanks. Okay, so the other major just attacked the city. Does look like they did not successfully take the city, which is good. It will probably make attacking the city a little bit more difficult. What I was kind of hoping is that we'd encourage the locals to retreat into the open hex. But we failed to do that on the previous turn, and now they don't have a hex to retreat into. Except for Nalola says Normate kills, we have one decision. We did get the meritocracy to our goal, so humanists are happy. Got another gravitonic collector, so that's more power, that's good. That's an appropriate balance. Get the gravitonic collector down ASAP. Assuming we've got a place to put it. I don't have a place to put it, so I will need another city soon. What do you see here but yet another city to take? Attack. Try to drive them out of the city. Probably not gonna work. Not enough firepower.
Negative to breach.
4 subunits. Looks like 2 armored cars, 2 tanks. Yeah. Arguably, it might be better to have the infantry doing what we have the tanks doing, but that is less in the cards at the moment.
Move it now! All clear, sir.
Okay, next turn's the turn we're going to find out if that's enough food incoming from the Agri Dome, because it will be working next turn. I probably already know I probably do want to just continue expanding that Agri Dome. So let's do another upgrade.
Yes, sir.
So that's supposed to be raising water demand by 300. We have 500 surplus. Upgrading it twice. Okay, we'll be 535 on the water. So we'll be a little bit short on the water in 2 turns if we don't expand the water mine. So we'll just expand the water mine as well.
Yes, sir. Copy that.
When that recycling's done, let's go ahead and queue
Yes,
up
sir.
a 2nd level at maybe a 3rd level. It's only an uncommons find, but it's got a pretty good scrap number. So scrapping the good scrap number makes sense. I think that's going to be the turn, at least as far as the troops go and the building goes. Got no place to put the gravitonic collector down yet. Got info on these guys. They're not open to peace. Granted, we're not particularly competent at asking. Different problem. What type of mine are them? Warmongers? Okay, the warmongers not being open to peace makes... I can RP that makes sense. Warmongers do not want peace. They want only war. Yes. Let's get some reconnaissance on these guys. Let's see what they are. Probably only needed the one, so the one will be fine. Track some free folk to our big place.
Copy that.
5,800 moved into the city. Put some gravimetric shields on the light armor.
Roger that. Roger that.
Preparation for the next assault.
Roger that.
one last check to make sure we don't have any replacements I need other than what I've queued up, and the answer is no. So let's cycle the turn. We're hoping that they don't take advantage of our attack to overrun the city. Okay, so it looks like the answer to that is no. In fact, actually, this time we've got a scenario where we can maybe get the guys to retreat out of the city, which is good. That's a league round 41. We actually have no decisions this turn. Oh, they did take the road, which is a little annoying. We can take that back. That's not too much of an issue. And then let's try to chase them out of the city.
Negative to breach.
Negative to breach. Well, fudge. Secure the road. Can we finally deal with you?
Move it now.
It's just the militia going in here, so there is a decent chance. Yeah, work. Okay, food's up, petrol's up, water's up. Guess water storage must have expanded a little bit. Okay, a little bit delay here. Didn't apparently have enough infrastructure. That's fair. Okay, and the vehicles that I requested last turn did not get delivered. Section finished. Let's expand you once
Copy that.
more. Just to maximize the yield we're getting from those. Dump some more colonists in here. 600 more colonists. We're sneaking up pretty quickly on level 3 here. Level 5 there. I'm planning on going with another tracked free folk, but I think I'll hold off. So this question is these guys. I'm assuming these guys, the theocrats. Didn't remember them. Maybe that changed over the intern. Oh no, econ commune. So that's a minor. It's also. Oh no, I'm confusing you with. No, that's the warmongers. Is there a minor theocrat to be next to the major theocrat? Just misreading the map. Oh, no, there's two sets of warmongers. These guys are also warmongers. Commune's also warmonger. Okay. So the answer to am I misreading the map is yes. Yes, you are misreading the map. Okay, so they are minor. We're not in a position where we can negotiate with them. They're already at war with the major. These guys are not. It's going to take a lot to negotiate with them, so we're just not going to try for the moment. Okay, unless... I suppose we can double-check the mining overview to make sure we're not... And the mines are empty? No. Maybe getting a little close to the rare earth metal mine, but we got expansion potential there, so... Too worried.
Copy that.
Okay, so... other than maybe moving these guys up from the south, because I think we've got this one dealt with, to bring these guys in to help with the tanks, I think we're going to be a little bit more stationary for a couple turns around the city. Because the tanks aren't able to do it, the tanks are going to need backup. And readiness recovery, basically. So we'll hold off a couple turns. Or attempt again. We'll probably attempt again before the episode ends, if I'm playing quickly enough. Because that would be a good way to end the episode, I think. Let's take that city. Whoop. Well, that's the issue of putting the HQ on the front line. We killed 200 infantry, we lost 10 tanks. Most importantly, we lost tanks of the HQ. That's why you don't necessarily put HQs on the front line. You want to change the propaganda? I'm pro-fist and anti-democracy, so we can punch the leader for asking. You are not the one who changes our propaganda. So I'm going to say no here. We'll give in to some of the demands. We prefer merit, but if you got to pick something, democracy is least suppressed by merit.
Copy that.
We don't have the readiness to attack you. Well, unless I have the HQ do it, which we're not doing that. Got some supply issue complaints here. Issues with trying to supply the ammo. Okay, we're gonna... It's not really gonna be optimal, but we'll put a railhead here.
Sir.
Should hopefully boost the supplies coming out here. Okay, that's all we're shipping out there. You're still building. You're actually delayed a turn, so that makes sense. Ice Mine's building, Agro Dome's building because those were delayed. Recycling plant is delayed. Was delayed, so it's also still building. Okay. And then I assume the government bureaucracy that I queued up is probably, or was probably delayed as well? Yeah, 2 turns on that. Okay. Could increase the income tax. I think we'll hold off on that. We're not desperate for money. Just track some more food folk.
Copy that.
And then we'll quickly sell some of our very valuable metals to raise the money. And then we'll cycle the turn. Only thing I think we need is another batch of tanks. Hopefully the construction... Well, hopefully the construction will get done this turn. And then a couple more turns and we'll have good logistics again.
Copy that.
Of course, I suppose that assumes that we can maintain the road/rail connection. Which, thinking about that, We'll do that to make sure he doesn't sneak up and grab our connection. Okay, our turn again. 3 decisions around 43. Automated clinic, another cloning facility. Yeah, so we're really wanting another city.
Move it now. All clear, sir.
There we go. So that problem's dealt with. Okay, supplies are starting to get out here. Food's being adequately deployed. It's mostly ammo fuel. And it is a delivery issue because we're stockpiling food. Or stockpiling oil. Railhead is done. Okay, so next turn. That'll improve. Spend money on the parade? Sure, we'll spend money on the parade.
Roger that.
Spend some power on a new org. Probably staff
Roger
council.
that.
Open the door, study the situation, make sure that no one make sure the door stay closed, or destroy the whole tunnel complex. Well, we are government. Destroy the whole tunnel complex. It's closed for a reason. Keep it closed. The bureaucracy may have forgotten that reason, but we're just going to assume the bureaucracy was right. It probably wasn't, but you know.
Roger that. Roger that.
Copy that.
Okay, the recycling facility is done. That might be worth upgrading again. Yeah, let's just assume it's upgrading again. One last time.
Yes, sir.
That one's fine to go up to 2. Probably not worth going up to 3. Can't go up to 3 until the city levels up anyway. There's no delays, it should complete. Okay. Okay, let's cycle the turn and see if the supply situation improves. The supply situation improves, we may be able to take another swing at the city next turn. no losses nor made kills. We have 6 decisions. Got the bureaucratic assets, so that's another demand complete. Got the militia project, which isn't bad. I think the supply situation was better. Better enough? Probably not. Of course, we can't attack into the mountains because it's mountains. So we're probably gonna have to bring over a militia unit, like the one that just spawned in. Thank you, Fist. To come finish the job. I'm getting rid of that unit. Okay, so I think the situation has improved. Just hasn't improved enough. Okay, let's drop the Interior Council to 5, Staff Council to 10, Model Design to 10. Something like that.
Roger that.
Some winners and losers there that are not happy about what they got. Government go up to 76. I'm on board with that. Appoint an advisor. Probably want the advisor for the staff council. Let's grab another leader.
Roger that.
So we got a capacity 3 or capacity 3. We have better. So you're the one that says they're better at the advisor role. And what are the roles on staff council? Let's make sure we figure out if it's a person or place where we need them to grow into it. High command. High command. High command. High command. Okay. So this role is high command related. High command is war. This guy is better at war. Both of them will have to grow into it, but this guy's the guy who's better at war.
Affirmative.
Or will be better at war. They both have the same capacity, so they're both going to grow into it at the same rate. So we'll make you the advisor. Early on, I think we're not too worried about custom formations. So we'll set that real low.
Affirmative.
Oops. Click the wrong button there. That was my bad. So I meant to also put down postures. So I was going to do low custom postures and high on the other 3. Okay. Well, it'll be fine. At least until it comes up again. And it will come up again. Dopinator, bonus to the war stats. We want to put you on that directory we just made.
Roger that.
Also go cortical stimulator on that
Roger
director.
that.
Protocol. Let's put you on the eco.
Roger that.
The eco one a little bit better. Militia project.
Yes, sir.
Take you up to 3. Yeah, I'm gonna take one more turn before we attempt to attack the city. One more turn. Construction-wise, I think most of the stuff finished. Well, oh no, we got the recycling facility got delayed again. It should finish next time. Our recycling facility is going well. what's the review on the rails? We did have a pretty decent amount of rail going down there, but were you using it all? Okay. So that's maybe an argument for, say, expanding either the rail or the truck, or both. You know, we'll
Yes,
take a
sir.
swing at both. Let's upgrade both.
Yes, sir.
Take a while for it to kick in, but we'll go ahead and cycle it. And looking at the time, I will probably have to leave taking that city till the next part. So we'll watch this end turn here to see if the city falls to the other major. But we've mostly got it encircled at this point. So it's just a matter of bringing the appropriate force to bear. They're attacking us with some sentinels. Attacking us with some sentinels. Okay, so they are actually driving us back off the encirclement, which isn't super good. But yeah, we'll pick up with where we left off in the next round in the next part. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, please feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a short break just to stretch the legs, and then I'll be right back with recording the next part in a couple minutes. So until then, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.